Paintball nerd. Today's guest on Paintball Nerd started playing paintball in 1996. He's played for the Russian Legion. He's played for the Ironmen. He's a multiple time world champion. He's a pioneer of the sport, filmmaker. He's running things over there at Hormesis with Alex and Oliver. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Mikko Huttunen.
What up? What up?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good, good. Just wrapping up some work here. Been pretty busy.
Yeah,
Busy
what's
times
what's
before the World Cup.
what's uh what's new and exciting in your life?
Uh, Pretty much same old. Working with paintball, making new things, making things happen. That's about
Dude.
it.
Yeah, I mean
This is the busy time.
you're always working on something, like even during the slow time. And so, let's talk a little bit about your recent great work, the All That Matters movie.
Yeah. So all that matters was definitely definitely a big project. We worked on it a long time. There was a lot of great filmers involved, and it's been out there now for probably almost 6 months, right? For, what was it, March? Yeah. So uh, yeah, it's getting a lot of views, and it's the feedback has been awesome, and I think we inspired a lot of people to play paintball, and there's definitely been a lot of people contacting and kind of be stoked about it, and some of the old guys too, pretty stoked about it, and they're getting back into their sport just because they watched the movie. So that makes me happy.
Dude, I don't know if a lot of people realize, like, because I saw you at the field when you were making that movie. I mean, do people understand the like robots that were involved, the tracks that you built, for them, the robot, the drones flying? Do they do people understand what type of actual film work went into this thing?
I think some people do, and a lot of people don't. But in the end, I think people do understand the difference. Like I get lot of messages of people talking about like that's like the crispest footage I ever seen. It's like, well, that doesn't just happen out of nowhere. Like you have to use very high level cameras and high end equipment, and then there's bunch of like also a lot of people have told me that which I kind of knew when I was editing the movie that like after they watch it like two, three times, they're picking up a lot of little things. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of scenes and moments that we used some very creative camera equipment and ways to film stuff. So and sometimes when you just watch the movie and kind of like it just kind of blends in there,
Yeah,
and you definitely like recognize like people do recognize that it's like the production level is high, but they don't necessarily know exactly what they're watching at. But
yeah.
that's the cool part about it. That's how like I feel like if you watch a good movie in from Netflix or something, and you're just satisfied, and that's like if people are satisfied after watching the movie, then that's we achieved the goal. So
Well, like for the nerds, right? Like tell me
yeah.
about some of the stuff that you rigged up. Like for one, I want to know what kind of camera was used. Like
Well,
what
so we filmed with a bunch of different equipment. We mainly use the red cameras, which are they shoot everything in the 8K, so the resolution is really high, which allows
hmm
you to do a lot of post production work. Obviously, it gets the beautiful slow mo shots and all that stuff, and it's just it's the same camera that people use filming feature films, so it's the quality is up there, so it's really nice. Then we use most of the Sony cameras and lighter setups for mobile, like Philip was filming a lot of the handheld and gimbal stuff, and then that's kind of the. But the main idea was that we're focusing on filming one guy from like multiple different angles, so then we can like cut into different little bit the same. If something cool happens, we can cut into that in a different angles. So that
yeah.
I think we did pretty good job at that. And then but then like we were filming in Utah the Dynasty opening segment, which was the idea behind that segment was that I wanted to have the OG Dynasty guys kind of go somewhere completely random and just play paintball, like just be there and play paintball. Like we played against the the Utah Pros, which is, their divisional team, but they were just there to play paintball. But that the idea was that, like, let's get these guys together and have good time. But in that session, we had a Phantom Flex camera, so that's the it's a cool, it shoots like extremely slow motion, so it's like something like
Mm.
1,000 frames per second, plus. And that was a cool toy. It's a $250,000 toy.
Jeez, dude. How much are
So
the
we did
red
some,
cameras?
like with all the setups, they're around 50,000,
Oh
like with
wow. Okay.
everything. It's not only the camera back. You have to got the lenses, the little accessories, and all that stuff. You know, so there's a lot involved. But yeah, they very like Patrick had a little bit older version, but with his setup, it's ridiculous. There's so many little gadgets on there, and I don't even know what they
Mm.
do. But that was cool. And then, but during the first, what was 2003, during the first Florida event, we collaborated with Go Sports to have this robot camera. A lot of people saw it, but we shot some shots for the movie. And that's the stuff, like, I think people don't really pay attention. There's a long shot of Dynasty guys coming into to the field, and we shot that whole, like, in a long scene of them walking to the field, and the camera like zooms and goes from different guys, and guys, like, that's like really hard to do with
Mm.
normal equipment, something like that. So I don't think, like stuff like that, you don't really pay attention necessarily, but it looks good,
Right.
in the final version. And then we shot some scenes with meter breaking out, where the camera goes like front of him and it goes behind him in like different ways, and that was the robot. And then we had with the practices, we had a first person drone guys out there. I kind of was hoping that footage comes out better a little bit, but I didn't want to overwhelm with that footage. Just use it as a little, like, bits and pieces here and there.
Mm.
And yeah, and then we shot a bunch of other drone stuff. Um, it's kind of insane nowadays that you can do these like crazy shots and different in still like doable budgets. Like, you'd think like 20 years ago they were like,
Yeah,
getting an aerial shot, you have to have a helicopter, with some crazy rigging. So
dude.
so nowadays it's just getting easier and easier, and you have more access. Like, you don't need the red cameras to do a cool footage. Like, you can go much cheaper, and it's just getting better and better. So, like, all the creators out there, like, as long as you're creative, it's like you don't need equipment helps, but it doesn't make you to do something.
Yeah, it's the
So
editing.
so y- that, and like just to be creative how you shoot stuff. There's
Yeah.
some cool guys out there. Paintball videos, I watch them quite a bit, and it's like more like, I would say, like, more in depth you can get into the game and under, like, seeing like what's actually happening. That's that attracts me to watch paintball videos. Like,
Yeah.
I don't for watching the security camera footage from top, where you see five guys moving around and you don't see any paintballs flying. That's like super boring for me. I can't stand it. And that was
Yeah.
the
I
kind of
was.
the idea on the All That Matters, that we shot most of the stuff like on a player's level,
Mm.
and behind them, and you can see paintballs flying where they fly, and kind of concentrating. We used a lot of very um like big zoom lenses, so we're like really close to the guys on the shots, and also when they're shooting against each other in a distance, and when you use like a bigger zoom lens, it like makes the people look like they're like really close to each other, so it intensifies the action a lot.
Yeah.
So those were the kind of the goals, and that's kind of different that the most of the people are doing, because like uh, the the real media is kind of like, hey, let's just shoot wide and let's capture the action, and then
Mm.
we wanted to go more like the cinematic way in the movie. But yeah, that's the filming it was a lot. I was definitely like pretty fed up. But like, with in the end, I was like, okay, that's enough. Being out there, you get a shot a lot, and the long days, and then like the rainy days and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not that you're out there all day, and then obviously using the high end cameras, the file sizes are ridiculous. So like
Mm.
I think the raw footage was like, I don't know, top of my head, it was like 280 terabytes or something like that.
That's yeah.
So then handling all that footage and data, and then combing through that, and then recognizing, like, because one thing I've ran into was like, obviously maybe we didn't do all the best job logging. Like, obviously we're still working with the very limited budgets and limited manpower, so everybody's doing 1,000 jobs. Like we don't have a person when we fill up a memory card. There's not somebody logging the information right away that this shot is here and this shot is there. So it's just a big blob of footage, you know. So like now,
Yeah.
year later, you're starting to watch that footage, and one camera could be absolutely nothing happening, and then you end up going through those, and then you go to some handheld camera, and you're like, oh, there's a sick move that just happened, or like a cool clip. Then you gotta go all the way back and watch all the other cameras on that same time area, like on same game, and see like, oh, well, here I actually did get this one other camera, but it's not a that exciting shot.
So
So
okay.
it was a
So
lot.
how many filmers worked on this project?
Uh, a lot. So the main guys in the beginning season, it basically is me, Patrick Spohr, and then early season we had Mafia Moffitt was working with us, and then kind of like late season, Philip came on board, and then well, actually after the first event, Philip came on board, and then Philip filmed with us the rest of the time, and then collectively on top of that, we like Nick Kukusa was shooting stuff. And we used um, Verbal shot some stuff for us. There's a couple of drone guys, um, like the robot camera operators. Um, and then Arthur shot some stuff. And then we had like Darren was nice enough to, for the World Cup segment, he was nice enough to um, record some of the stuff in the high resolution with the cable cams and from Co-Sports, and then we were able to access that like footage for the final segment. So there's a lot of people who actually were.
Yeah.
They're
And
all listed in like I'm probably forgetting a bunch of people, but they're all listed in the movie. So
and
everybody who
like
was filming.
how many devices were used? Like how many cameras do you think roughly were used
Oh, a
out of
lot. I
those
don't even know.
11 people? So like a
I don't
bunch of
even know.
different devices. They're all being uploaded somewhere.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then so there's a good chance that there's like a treasure trove of footage, good footage that just
There's
hasn't
a
been
lot of
seen.
footage. Oh yeah, yeah. I was just thinking about it. I'm like, there's probably thousands of reels that are good foot. There's good footage out there
How
still.
many hours is you said 290 terabytes?
280, I think it was close
How
by.
many
Yeah.
hours of footage is that?
I don't know. A lot.
Dude,
Uh
you can make a few movies.
yeah, but then like when we shoot slow motion, that's
Oh, it
like
takes
a
up
15,
space.
like a 30-second clip is actually like could be like a 5 minutes, you know?
Ah, okay.
So there's just a lot of footage, you know? But then like a
So,
lot of the footage is just like there's nothing happening. It's just boring, you know? So
yeah.
unfortunately, that's where
Dude,
a lot of
I was
the things are.
I was listening to Darren. He was criticizing one of the Ghost Sports photographers. Like he was super stoked about a shot. Like Darren, check out this shot. Blah blah blah. You can see how the paintballs are coming out. Blah blah blah. And he goes, "No, it's not what we want. It's not what we want." He was saying that it just kind of like what you explained. They're looking for shots that tell a story. Like if you got a guy
Mhm.
shooting, where are his paintballs going? That shot tells a story.
Yeah.
Like if you get a guy like tucking in and you see where the stream of paintballs came from, that tells a story. So it's like those shots are few and far between in paintball. They're hard to get them. You got to be in the right place at the right time.
And
So
these new field layouts are like almost impossible to film sometimes. There's so many bunkers out there, so it's very, very difficult. And it was kind of crazy. Like if when I went through all the footage, there's like a couple events that all the cool shit happened. All the
mm,
cool stuff happened, and then there's an event that I think I used two clips and out of the whole event. So we filmed the whole event, and the two clips made the movie. You know, because
jeez,
then nothing just happened. It was just boring. You know,
yeah,
and then I don't remember, it was an MAO or something like that. That field layout was really good. So there was like every game was like there was things happening.
carnage.
Yeah, and then so that was the playing part of it. Obviously, then the practices were really cool. That's kind of I really like the practice footage because a lot of stuff happens in practice, and not only that, but like we the field owners were super nice, so they let us to take the back nettings down, and we were able to like kind of like locate the cameras where we wanted them. I don't know what's going on here. You hearing
There was.
blinking?
I heard a
Yeah,
blink earlier.
it's my work computer. It's
Oh,
making it. I don't know how to silence it. Um, so yeah, so going back to that, it's like the practices were good. A lot of things happened there. And obviously with the drones and stuff, some of the players were getting pissed because the drones were like too close to them because some of these guys were flying literally like right here, and I'm like, I get it, like it's annoying, but come on, like
it's for the art,
like
baby. Come on.
it's for the
Like,
art, but like I remember like you getting shot in the face and you're pissed, and then this fucking drone is like right here. It's like ah, man. Like that was
dude,
kind of funny. And
it.
I but I
I.
but I could give it to all the guys. Like I think the reason because they did have like a respect for me, that I'm doing this, so they were really nice to me about it. But like
Hmm.
my drone guy got definitely yelled at a couple times, pretty good, which is awesome.
Dude, I like you know what it reminded me of is like so when I was a kid, I used to skate and
Hmm.
I watched skateboarding videos and like it was always like a team thing, but then each guy had his part,
Yeah,
right? And so it kind of reminded me of that. It was like a skate video for paintball where each guy had his part. So like I learned a little bit about him, showed a little bit about his routine, and then like on the field shots.
yeah, and that's
So
exactly what we wanted to go. It's I wanted to make I wanted to stay true of for a real action sports movie, which is either snowboarding, skateboarding, surfing, whatever it is. I'm a
yeah,
huge fan as myself. I've been in those sports for a long time and I love them. So I it's not a movie for somebody who's never seen a paintball. It's not
right.
meant for them. It's meant for the people who play paintball. But in the same time, if you show that for the kid and like somebody who's never actually played a paintball, like I've shown it a bunch of people and they're like, dude, this is sick,
Hmm.
because it's actually like showing very dynamic what's happening and like making the guys look cool and making the
Yeah,
action look cool and all that stuff. So in the end, it's like it is the best advertisement for paintball. If somebody would start to watch it, it's like way better than watching five guys standing on the field from some
totally.
top view. Like this
Yeah.
is cool. There's a story behind these guys. There's characters, you know like and the parts were um they were like the segments were very different from each other.
Hmm.
So like we had the general action ones, like the starting one with that Metallica song. That's just like a big blast of action, and then it goes to the Tyler and Tyler Delhey story, and then goes to the Meter story is very different, and then
Hmm.
Edwards brothers and so on. Mouse's part, and then Parts part is very different from others, and then World Cup is kind of like more like documenting one event, but that's kind of like a culmination of our sport every year, and that's I wanted to
Exactly.
tell the kind of what goes happens behind, like it does. It's almost like a three parts, and I'm about to release those in the Instagram right now, like a individual. So I'm not going to put the whole. I've been releasing the movie in the Instagram through Hormesis Productions. Follow that channel, anyways. Um, so I've been releasing them individually, and there's going to be parts still left, and then World Cup is going to be in three parts, and
Hmm.
that was kind of like the like I said, they're all different, and that was the I can actually show you, like, you want to see how this whole thing looks and like how the process starts. I just found this yesterday. One second here. So this is the storyboard that everything started.
Wow.
So like that's actually my first storyboard I did, like when we started
Dude,
talking about this
okay.
movie.
So let's say you got all the footage, it's all in the cloud, it's all on computers, all on hard drives. Footage is
Hmm.
located all these places. Once you decide to go in, right, go into editing
Hmm.
mode, how long did you spend making this movie outside of the time it took to film?
The editing took almost a year,
Oh,
but
dude.
I'm still working my regular job, so I wasn't like 100% into it. And then the last month I was literally I slept like 3 hours a night. I would say 45 days. So I would literally just wake up, get a cup of coffee or two or three, pound it, and then start editing. I would edit 17 hours, 18 hours, then go straight to bed, wake up and do it again. And then
Jeez.
we were actually we were so close. Like we're obviously we had the whole premiere set up for World Cup, and I did have the premiere export on that same day, like a couple hours before the premiere. And like me and Philip were working like no sleeping last 2 nights, like because it's like one of those things. It's such a massive, like, hats off to anybody who makes a long format movie, because it's a great idea and a lot of people talk about it, but actually putting, like, whatever it is and whatever capacity you're making it, it's such a big task when you start doing something over an hour.
Yeah.
And there's so many moving parts, and like you start getting blind to it, and you start like there's like mistakes still in the premiere version, like crazy mistakes that I would be like, oh my god, how did I miss that,
Hmm.
and then after the premiere, like, I took a month off, and then I got back into it, and then it took like 2 more months when it was ready for the
Yeah.
final. But yeah, it's a ton of work. Um and like I said, like, you get blind to, while you're working on this project, you get blind to it. So then, like, sometimes you need to take a time off, and then you look at it again, and it's like, like, I don't like it what I did here, and then you got to redo
Ah.
everything. And so, like, a lot of pieces are, like, obviously nobody can remember exactly how the premiere one was, but like it's quite a bit different than the final one. It's nothing major, but it is different.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things, and then, like, one big thing in this movie was the soundtrack, and thanks to Alex, and then finally to Dan being able to get all those songs. Like, me, me and Alex were listening, like, me and Alex were listening a ton of music and going through like thousands of songs, hundreds of songs. Like, we had this huge playlist, and we were like kind of marking the what we liked and what we didn't like. A lot of the stuff we maybe didn't agree mutually, and then finally we came up with the list that these are the songs we like. These are it's each song from here, and then um, we gave the list to Dan, and then there was still a couple of weeks before we still had songs that we couldn't decide, or we didn't feel like we found the right one. So those
Hmm.
changed, and but getting those songs was pretty, like, amazing that we were able to do it. We obviously had to, we used some budget to getting the songs, but it was still incredible what Dan did to getting those songs, and it helped that the first song, I think, was Silver Sun Pickups, who said yes, and then the second song was Metallica. So those two big bands helped getting the other songs, because they said that it was okay. So
Yeah.
uh but yeah, that part was hard too. And then in the end, like, going through the movie and mixing the sound and mixing everything else, it's basically never ending. Like, I'm still like thinking, like, okay, if I had another 6 months, I would have done so many things different,
Hmm.
um in the sound wise in the movie, because but yeah, I'm happy with it. I think, like, it came out exactly how I wanted. And yeah, that was, I think, like, a big accomplishment, if at least for me, so
Dude, it's
personally.
awesome. Thank you for making it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
enjoy watching it. I have it on TV while I work. So,
that's perfect. You watch it every day. I like it.
yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Put on rotation with Push and Sunday Drivers.
yeah, that's a
So,
good group to be in. I
so
hope
what?
someone
I
else
mean,
makes another one.
well, you're going to, right? What about the Iron Kids thing? Are you working on that at all?
No, that's all Dan.
Okay, well, that'll be the next cool thing.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
Instagram update that it's in last 90 days of production from Dan, other day.
nice.
He's been working a long time, so I can't wait to see it.
Well, what's next for you?
For what do you mean? Which why?
Like,
For what?
what's your next project you're working on?
For film and stuff. Well, we filmed. So we had the grand finale of Duel. So the Duel was kind of delayed. So Oliver did in 2024. He did a world tour. So doing the dual events. So we started from Thailand, and then we went to Europe, um, England, Canada, um, then US, Mexico. I'm probably missing some place, but so Oliver went all these places and did a dual events, and then the final grand finale. The top eight duelers were supposed to go all into Thailand, but with the
Hmm.
local organizing and actually like just the logistics of getting there and doing all the stuff we wanted to do became kind of very problematic. So we had to kind of like postpone the event, and
Mm.
we ended up canceling the Thailand, which would have been really cool to get all those guys to come in Thailand. But yeah, there's just so many problems, and it didn't pan out.
Like what? Like what? How, what's the problem with Thailand?
Well, the first of all, the travel, like everybody's used to travel there, and then
Yeah.
we had a local partner that was supposed to sponsor the event, and then that was like just dragging. And
Mm.
the local guy who was helping us, he was great, but and then like we didn't even think about like going into filming it and something like that. So that was the next hurdle. Like, who do we bring? What do we bring equipment wise? What do we
Right.
rent for locally? Like, are we gonna rent the local talent? Like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
And but the original idea was really cool. So I ended up, but it didn't happen. And then we ended up running the event last May in uh it was right after the second event, the weekend after the NXL event. We ran it in Alabama at Mikey's Field. Um,
Hmm.
Amazing field, beautiful. Of course, it rained in the finals day, so like usual in
Typical.
paintball tournament. But everybody stayed at the same place, and we filmed this pretty cool documentary start about Duel, and that's where it's in the process of getting kind of the post production is getting about to get started. So we have Fava is working with us on that, and George Fava, and then yeah, we were gonna be filming a couple more interviews and stuff in the World Cup, and then kind of getting on it with post production, and then that's kind of the next thing what we're coming out with, and it's probably gonna be released in our YouTube channel with in a series, like a couple of different segments, and
Hmm.
then it's we'll see where else it goes, because the duel is really cool format, and it's very easy to. There's only two guys playing against each other, so it's
Easy to
very easy
follow.
to follow. Like anybody can come there and follow what's going on. It's very straightforward. These guys are gunfighting, and one wins and one loses. So
Yeah.
it's a cool format. I think it's kind of the future of the paint, not paintball, but like I would say this. It's almost like a own thing. The duel, it's a dueling using paintball guns.
Yeah.
It's doing a
So
sport.
this movie that you're making for the duel, is it to promote the duel? Is it to like a
It's just
documentary about it, or
it's
just
kind
like
of
it's
it's documentary about the final event and the characters who are
Mhm.
there and what
Gotcha.
the duel is all about. And yeah, we it was George, myself, Philip, and Alex working on it at the event, and with Oliver, of course, and yeah, it was. I think it's going to be really good. I'm excited about it, but like I said, it's
Dude,
been so busy, so we're hopefully we'll see something soon. But it's gonna go into post production soon here.
there's something to that format. Like I was there when Tommy Greenleaf won 10 grand, and that was a
Hmm.
big deal. Like he like
Yeah,
won 10 grand playing paintball. Skinny kid
yeah.
wearing a white t-shirt. And I'm like, this, like when that happened, I was like, dude, this is a moment. Like this is serious. Like the kid won a
And
bunch
this
of money.
this this event, the first guy, the guy who won it, you can look who won it. I'm not going to say it right now because we're going to see in the documentary. But yeah, well,
Oh,
Justin won it. So, anyways, so he got 15K. So that was
nice.
the biggest. It has to be the biggest prize money ever for one individual in paintball.
Yeah.
I think so. So
Yeah, I mean, who knows what happened in the 90s with those
yeah,
one-on-ones,
like
but
yeah, yeah, exactly. And when I know the guys had cars and stuff, but like whatever.
yeah.
How? But anyways, like comparable what the pros get in the NXL event. But that's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
nice sum
Oh
of
yeah,
money.
man.
And the crazy thing is that some of the guys when we were interviewing them, like who came from somewhere else, like the guy from Thailand. Like he was like, this is like my, if I win this, this is my retirement money. This is like literally like it's like a lot of money in their currency,
Yeah,
and where they live. So that's a life-changing money. So it's pretty cool.
dude,
Like so the excitement and pressure and like all that stuff like seeing that to come together at the grand finale was incredible. Like so I think
that's
it's a cool
awesome.
story. So
And
yeah,
so
that's the
where are we going to be able to watch this?
it's gonna most likely gonna be on our YouTube channel.
Okay, and that's where All
Or
That Matters is at as well, right?
yes.
Okay,
Yes. Hormesis Productions
got
is
it.
the YouTube channel.
Hormesis Productions on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Hormesis, I saw you guys came out
Mhm.
with some new stuff. You got some pants. You got a tank cover. I got both of them actually.
Oh yeah, the tank covers
Okay.
came out a while ago, but yeah, the pants came out a couple of weeks ago, a week ago or something, and
Mhm.
it's actually like kind of exciting uh new thing because it's one of the first many items to come that are actually like more paintball specific. And with the pants, we actually it ended up taking way longer than we were planning because we ended up like custom knitting the fabric and really going into the production side of the things, then that we can get the quality up. So it wasn't just like, hey, let's get some paintball pants done. So
Yeah.
hopefully people like them when they get them in their hands. They are a little bit more expensive than the cheap pants in the market, but I think they're worth it. So they're super comfortable. And then what was cool for me, like it's actually funny, like you probably remember back in the days, like when Josh and myself worked at Dye and we came up with the ultralight pants.
Yep.
So before
Skinny
we,
pants.
well, they were not that skinny, but before the ultralight line, everything was super bulky. Like it was
Yeah.
the heavy knee padded, like tons of bells and whistles in the pants, and then Josh Durbin and myself, we were like, this is so stupid. Like, why do we wear this stuff? Like, we're supposed to be athletes on the field. And then we came up with the ultralight line for Dye, and that kind of changed everything. So it basically
Mhm.
changed the whole band game that everybody followed sooner or
Yeah.
later and started to doing, then the joggers
It's
came
true.
and all that stuff. So this was kind of like I don't really necessarily I didn't like the band fit that is being popular, the super tight jogger style pants. So I wanted to
Mhm.
make the pants a little bit looser. So I think because they're not restricting. So when you're squatting down, or like whatever you're doing in the field, like we do a lot of weird stuff. We're not just sprinting directly on the standing position, Like I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of the pants I've been using, they restrict you on the hips or like in the knees or whatever. So that was the main goal, making these pants. So, anyways, but that was I'm glad those ones are out there right now. And then we have a bunch of other new cool stuff coming. We're gonna have a bunch of new, very nice stuff coming up in the World Cup and with our fall collection, which is gonna drop same time online. Um, so and there's like a couple of really cool products coming out in the World Cup, which I can't show yet or talk about yet, but you'll hear about them in a
Oh, geez, man. So
couple
just
weeks.
gonna
Yeah,
give me the cliffhanger. Well, I'll tell you the
yeah,
pants. I haven't played with them yet. Like I got them. I got
mhm,
them in mail. They're super lightweight. The knees are durable. I like the pocket placement. They're
yeah.
roomy, but they're not like too baggy. Like they're a
No,
they're a good in between of like loose fit and fit. It's like it's just right where you
yeah,
need to be. And I'm old, so I like big bulky knee pads, and those work fine. So
yeah. That was another
um,
thing. I hate when the knee pads gets kind of like
yeah,
caught into the band when you're moving around.
yep.
And yeah, so thanks. Yeah, hopefully you like him.
Well, so tell me what's coming in at World Cup. Just spill the beans, man. Just give me the goods.
Um, well, well, yeah, we got bunch of new product coming. I guess the most exciting thing is like last couple of years we did the big party 2 years ago, and then last year was the movie premieres at the Oasis. So this year we're actually bringing the duel in the World Cup.
The
So
tournament?
yeah, so we're gonna build the duel field into the booth. So and it's
What?
gonna be yeah, and yeah, it's crazy. So so there's gonna be dual field in a Hormesis booth, and you're gonna be able to be at the Oasis and watch the action. Or that little area next to the booth, and you kind of like in the mix. and Oliver's gonna run it. Oliver's gonna come there, and he's gonna run the duels. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do like actually I'm gonna challenge you in there. So we're gonna get
Okay.
like a bunch of the legends and like known players to have like open slots, and then you can like kind of like go and if you fast, you can go and challenge like. We'll have Nikki Cuba playing there, like, or you can
Dude.
Zyzek. Like, we're gonna have it 3 times for Zyzek to play, and then you can come. Somebody can come and challenge you for the duel, and then Oliver wants to do maybe a couple jousts, and hopefully Sunday when if and when somebody who gets knocked out pros, then we can have maybe some of the guys want to play a couple of duels. I don't know. You never know about the pros.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it'll be fun. It'll be like there'll be a lot of stuff that happening in the Hormesis booth. So
So it's not like a
we'll
scheduled dual event. It's like there's a
no.
field there, and we're gonna play pickup games.
We're gonna make a schedule. Like I'm gonna have the info probably like next week or so, kind of releasing. But there's gonna be like slots and times and certain games and things and happening. And it's like it's not serious. Like we're not gonna have like a full reffing staff there and stuff. But Oliver's gonna
Yeah.
be on the field the whole time running it and kind of doing his thing. So it'll
Oh,
be cool.
cool, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
So
challenge. I want to challenge you.
yeah, let's do it. I'm ready. I'll fuck you up.
Maybe, man. Maybe. You haven't. Yeah, I haven't played paintball in a couple of weeks, so.
Yeah, I've played a lot of paintball this last couple of months, but then I tore my calf at the European event.
Dude, how's it
So that was
European? How's it European compared to what we do
okay.
here?
So the I haven't played in European events since 2012, 13.
Old.
Yeah. So, and I went last time. It was still under Millennium, and
Yeah.
like I just remember like the rest for yelling at me like you have to stay in the line before you like do your freaking like don't move your eyeballs before you walk to the field and like you have to do your dance and like dance around when you get shot and I was like none of this. I don't need to play this. I'm never gonna come back. That's it, done.
Yeah.
And I didn't for a long time. And this year I got an opportunity to play with the Finnish national team, the Nations Cup. um,
Hmm.
So I ended up playing with the men's and the veterans team, and then it was this incredible experience. Like I flew to Finland to go do the practices before, end up meeting lots of old friends, new friends, incredible players. People are actually doing a really good job in Finland right now. Like there's so many young kids that are like under 20 that are incredibly good. They're coming up, and it's mostly because some of the old dads are really loving the sport and like putting the time and place, and they're getting government support and like training
Hmm.
facilities, and like it's not so easy the winter time there. Um so they're doing a really good job, and there's like it's kind of crazy. There's almost a gap from like 35-year-olds to 20, and there's nobody new, and then there's like now it's a ton of new kids coming in the sport, which is probably the best I've seen in anywhere in the world compared, if you think about how many people are total in there. And
Yeah.
I did a dual event there in June, no, July, and that was big success. We had a really good turnaround with the joust and the duel, and then yeah, I went back there and played the practice, and then we did I went to Paris, and it was such a sick event. Like if you haven't been there, it's something that you want to experience, because when in Europeans, when it's nation against nation, like the grandstands are full. They're like
Yeah.
completely packed on every game, and the people are going crazy. They're chanting and like, booing, yelling, screaming. Like it's so intense. And then there's something also about like playing, whatever nation you're playing with your representing something.
Hmm.
And it was super sick, and the field layout was really fun to play. And what I really loved was the limited paint. So I was very skeptical about the limited paint aspect, because
Yeah.
I usually play on a back field, back center guy mostly, and it was the best thing ever. Like they need to change that. Whatever, whoever is, well, I'm sure the paint manufacturers don't like it, but they need to change to that. It's like it didn't really change my this is my personal opinion talking about it. Like it didn't really change my game off the break or right after that, but then it just opens up the game because people can't just like sit there and shoot some lanes that they don't even know. Like
Mhm.
maybe the guy's coming through here. I'm gonna just sit here and dump 9 pots on this lane and shoot the bounce shots of the bunkers and stuff. So none of that, like that goes all away. So now there's actually tons of move and space, and it really, I would say the better players stand out even more because now you can like recognize like there's a lane. I can go bunker somebody. I can go, make a big move or do something, and it was super sick. Like
What's the limit? Like, how many paintballs is it per person?
so the Nations Cup, it was 2 pots, and then the regular Millennium, the NXL Europe. I'm too old. I'm saying Millennium still. So the, the regular paint limit is 4 pots. So it's
Is it
still a lot.
regulated like the pod size? You have to use a certain brand pod for this to work, or
I
just
don't
any
think that
pod?
I have no idea. So
Because some pods fit more than others.
get the big pots. So
Yes.
and the big loader, like whatever. But it's even the 4 pots. It's the it's helps a lot to game lot with the game. I think
Yeah.
just the like I don't know like what you think, but this recent paintball I have watched this year in the US, it's so boring. It's like the most boring paintball. Actually, it's unwatchable for me. Like I tried, I can't do it. It's
Well,
like people just sit,
the last
you know?
event, I didn't see anyone in the grandstands. So, I mean,
No,
I
there's
don't know
like
why
there's like
people are
30
not
people
watching.
because it's so
Um,
boring.
yeah.
So
But so I mean, let's talk about that. Before we
mhm.
do, let me thank my sponsors. Hey, to support the show, go to lumigummies.com. If you're 21 or over, get yourself some gummies. Use code paintballnerd at checkout for 20% off your first order and 10% off future orders. Lumigummies.com. Shop Paintball Retro. Click the link in the description below. Helps support the show. If you're out in Tennessee, come to the farm. It's Middle Tennessee's best paintball field. Awesome stuff. And Planet Eclipse for making the best mechanical marker of all time, CS3. So, dude, what's going on with paintball? Why at our events are no one's watching? Like, how come the lower divisions aren't watching the pro finals? Like, where is everyone?
Okay, so this is just my opinion. So I'm not representing anything with my opinions, but this is just me talking. But I really think the paintball has taken a wrong turn in a lot of different things. Um,
Hmm.
okay, so let's start about like for like there's this conception of people like I watched three on three thing on the ESPN. Yeah, cool. Like
Yeah.
okay, so we're on ESPN, we want to have action and all these things happening, but in the end, it's like just bunch of guys running around and like it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
If it doesn't really make sense for me, I don't think it's gonna really make sense for whoever is watching it.
Uh huh.
So the like I think the like if you go back into history, like we started from the woods, then we went to the hyperball fields, then we went to the bigger airball fields, and it was very meaningful. The paintball was very meaningful. So if you made a big move or if you made a great shot or whatever it was, like if you won a snapshot battle with somebody, like that could make a huge difference. It like, or if
Mm-hmm.
there was a bad ref call, I just saw this post of what's that guy's name, did about the Joy Division against Dynasty thing. Like that's 20 years ago, and
Mm.
people are still going crazy. They were still angry at each other, you know. So like even a bad call, that was like entertainment. It's necessarily what we want to see, but there like the big moments happened always every
Yeah.
single game. There's like even if it's a stalemate, there's some kind of big moment, but it was mostly like big moments happen, especially the best out of three.
Yeah.
um in this, so then we went to the multi-point system, x-ball, and x-ball was very different from x-ball today. We played two 25-minute halves,
Mm-hmm.
and it was actual sport. Like it was so long, there's like this, you could have a comeback, and you could go in a 6 point run, and then the other team would come back and catch you, and then you go another 6 point run. Like there's so many things happen. uh but in that era, like okay, so that's probably the closest of the current era. Like now, so now we've been basically cutting the playing time down,
Mm-hmm.
um and going lower in the points. And now unfortunately we're in a situation that like we're not even hitting close to the points. We're sitting in the same spots and just shooting each other and nothing is happening. And like
Yeah.
honestly, it's boring to watch. You know, I don't know what else to say, but it's not exciting. And it's like it's very rarely that something, you know, you watch 20 minutes of something and like there's a one little highlight thing happens. It's like that's not entertaining for me at least, you know. And I think that's the that like we're going into the wrong direction on this. And then I was just recently talking with my friend about another thing that happened. Um, so we added a ton of bunkers on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So now, so what it used to be that it was very clear the lanes and the bunkers and it was very rewarding to get into the critical spots. Yes, people died off the break a lot, but that was part of the game. Like
Yeah.
did everybody did, in my opinion, someone should die every time off the break. That means that so let's break it down a little bit back here. So I think in every sport that you're becoming a specialist of you're becoming the best what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So back in my those days, I would be back center guy, and my job was to kill guy off the break every time. And I was
Right.
very specialized shooting the guy running to the snake or running to the Dorito side, you know, and that was my spot. So then my second, you know, goal was to handle the game and finish the game and be alive, you know, whatever, you know, make the filling move. But there's this, and then you had Brandon Shorten on Ironman. Like his job was to get on the snake, get
Mm-hmm.
50 snake or tear side of snake and shoot people. And when you succeed on doing those things, it was rewarding. So if you got on a 50 Dorito, if you got on a 50 snake, you were getting kills, right?
Yeah.
So now, so it was risky because 50% of the time, sometimes much higher, I would shoot the guy going to the snake, but if he made it to the snake, he would shoot some people, you know?
Yeah.
So there's and very and it was very specific spots. So I was thinking the other day, like, okay, so like let everybody says like, okay, so let's pull like Mouse, Alex Goldman, considered one of the best snake guys in the world. Like, I feel like he should have a snake that is very similar every time to be able to play, and that's when you become the best and you
Yeah.
really hone your skills to be the best on in your job. There
Mm-hmm.
should be always the corners. Like those are another thing they take away. They took the corners away. So there should be a corner that supports the front guy. So now it comes to two and two operation, or two people operation going down the tape. And now if you really master the skill that the corner guy holds the tape, allows the snake guy to go their side of the snake. Like if you're just better than the other team doing that, you're gonna win the game and you get kills, right?
Yeah.
And that's a skill that you practice and you become the best of it. You're the best corner guy in the world. You're the best snake guy in the world. You're the best burrito guy in the world. You're the
Mm-hmm.
best back center guy in the world. Now, right now, it's just like we put bunch of bunkers here. Like you can't see anything. There's no
Mm-hmm.
lanes. There's no gunfighting. So what happens now? It's super easy to stay alive, get into spots, and then you just sit there with 15 pots and you just shoot the lanes and hoping somebody comes through your lane. So it's not very
Yeah.
active playing
So
against somebody.
if we went to limited paint and so we
Take thirty
started
percent.
there.
Take thirty
Yeah.
percent off the bunkers off the
And
field.
remove
Get
some of the
rid of the
bunkers.
bunkers.
But if you're doing what you're saying, let's say we make a snake that's a predictable snake. You go there, there's
Hmm.
rewards there as a snake player. You put corners behind them. Once you just implement those two things right there,
Hmm.
a predictable snake and a corner behind it, it's hard to make that much of the field different. So we're gonna run into, and I don't know if it's, I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing, but
Hmm.
we'll run into is like, oh, this layout's just like this layout. But is that bad? Just like, an
No,
NBA
because
court is the same.
exactly, and I think it's not the field that is making the games; it's the players.
Yeah,
If the players don't have a chance to make the games, and it's not like you can't practice your skill to be the best of something, like that's what you're watching. It's like somebody just plays out of his mind and like beats like everybody on this. Let's say there's an snake guy, and you just make the snake, and you killing your mirror every time you're bunkering him and shooting three guys off the field. Like that's the one that is interesting. Is who cares about
for
where the
sure,
bunkers
dude.
are, how the tactics are playing paid, you know? Because we're not
Yeah,
playing tactics. We're literally just going into the spots right now and holding lanes,
yeah,
and doing. We're trying not to make mistakes because it's not rewarding to get anywhere. Like I watched the last event, and I at the from the I was kind of able to see it from the booth, and like most of the the big moves were not successful, and it was like why to do them, because you're going to lose the game if you do those big moves, because
Hmm.
there is no reward in the end of the move, so
Yeah.
and I think, okay, so the argument I hear is that, we want everybody to have a good time, and everybody makes it to the field and plays, like, can be in a game. So that's cool. But in the pro and semi-pro, it's pretty competitive. So like, just make the some pro and semi-pro fields are different,
Yeah.
and then maybe blind release the divisional layouts completely and add bunkers in them. So it's like it doesn't have to be the same layout. But I also like I do think that uh the field should be kind of the same every time, so you can
Yeah.
master the skills. You can and then also, like, as a viewer, as a spectator, you know what you're watching. You're kind of expecting what to happen. Like I
Right.
want to see the best two snake guys. I want to see Alex Goldman to go against Billy Bernaccio and see what happens in that game. I want them to be
Hmm.
able to battle that. I want to see my favorite, you know, back center guy. Like, are they able to shoot everybody off the break every time? Like, or how these guys are
Hmm.
doing? Because then there's also other things that happen. Like, now you have to start shooting back, and you have to live behind your gun and do all these things. And we were doing it back in the days and shooting, unlimited paintballs per second, and it was still fun, and it was you know full of action and moments
Yeah.
and everything else, and much more action than right now. So that's just my
So
opinion. I think that's what the direction should be, and I wish I would have a million. I would be a millionaire because I would just do my own thing, But like I think um, if you want to stay in a multi-point system, which I'm not sure is the
I
right,
don't like it.
I
I
I
think limited
personally,
paint, predictable field, like you said, less bunkers, and no more point system. Best out of three. That way, there's tension you can build up.
yes, exactly, and the big moves really matter. So like if you want to take
Yeah.
a risk and it pans out, you're a hero.
Hmm.
There's a story to be told, and it's easily
For sure.
rememberable. Like everybody talks about the one move. Um, and maybe the fields need to be bigger. I don't know. Maybe do 7-man. I don't know. Maybe keep it 5-man. Like there's something to say too. Like you and me play 10-man, and I love it. There's something that is very important in paintball for me is the fact that, like, you can sacrifice guys and be able to push with the multiple guys and stuff. Like, yes, it's
Mm.
hard to ref. I get it, but it's paintball. That's awesome. Like, that's so cool when you have like we got 3 guys on this side and we're pushing through these guys, and we pull 5 guys on this side. So maybe
Hmm.
maybe there needs to be more guys. The chess match is part of the paintball. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I think I feel that's the big other thing that people are missing, that they're like, we just need to have people bunker each other and go crazy. I'm like, that's boring. If that happens all the time, there's no tension. It just happens and becomes meaningless. So
Yep.
it's not something that um, creates tension and creates excitement. So it, like, the chess match is part of the paintball and should happen. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
It seems easy to fix. Like it seems like we can do all these things. But there's like I
it's
think there's bigger politics involved with things like limited paint, predictable field, less bunkers, no point system. I think
well,
there's
even
other
the limited
things.
limited paint is like, uh, if there's no limited paint, and if you just take the bunkers off and make the fields like play like a normal paintball fields, where there's actually jobs and locations and everything, that it might kind of make sense on a paper, so it's more same every time.
Mm.
When you can't just sit in somewhere and shoot the lane or bounce shot or something, like when you know that if you get in a 50 snake every time, you're gonna win the game. You're gonna have to go to 50 snake. You're gonna have to push the issue, and you have to set up your defensive players to try to prevent that.
Yeah.
And you attack plan, or if you know that you're gonna go to 50 Dorito, you're gonna shoot 2 guys, that you can't just
Hmm.
live there, like, hiding. That will solve a lot of the problems. Then the limited paint just doesn't really matter, because you like, whoever makes the move is gonna win the game. And
Yeah.
that should be it should be that whoever makes the moves and gets to their spots wins most of the points.
Yeah.
That's
I
just
still
my
think the
opinion.
limited
Yeah,
paint is a good idea though. Like
I think so too.
like
I
with
think
all
so
these,
too.
I
But
think also doing that will speed up the games, like encourage movement. And that's
yeah,
ultimately
yeah.
because like, like in our era, before our era really, Like there's moves that people did on film that are still talked about today.
Yes.
And Rocky's a great example of that, diving over the snake. And today, you can go to an
Glorious.
event and see it all the time, like constantly,
Yeah.
right? But it was the moment in which he did the move, right? It
Hmm.
was, to get to the semis or whatever. There's like tension built up.
Well, that's the
So,
thing. Sorry, I cut you off, but that's the thing.
yeah,
Like, if you're the guy who can make that big move when it counts the most,
yeah,
like I played with a lot of people, and there's a handful of people. They play the best paintball when it really is high pressure and when there's a lot of things online, right?
yeah,
And that's what creates the the stars, creates the
hmm,
heroes, creates the moments, creates the stories. What we still talk about after 20, 20, 30 years. Jeez,
yeah,
long time, like at least us old guys.
yeah.
But but yeah, I think I don't agree where the paintball is right now. Like, and it's sad. I hope, like, I love paintball. I love everything what's going on. I think a lot of good things are happening too, but I actually don't like the game right now where it's at. That's just
Mm.
my personal opinion. So
Those are some strong words. You love the
so
game, but you don't like what's happening to it as of late.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Um,
Well, I hope Tom Cole's listening. I hope the powers that be are listening. Listen to us.
yeah.
Do it. Fix the things.
Um,
We're
and
not the only
the
people with these opinions, by the way. So,
oh yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. But
huh.
but the one thing is with limited paint, like I get it, like that, you know, paint companies give a lot of paint for sponsored teams, and then they have to make money too to cover that cost. I don't think those paint companies are making much money on those events, because
Mm,
there's a lot of cost involved, and margins are not great. So, but limited paint would be great in at
yeah,
least in some levels. Maybe it's in a pro only,
yeah.
or
Well, I think
semi
that
pro.
also that might make the paint that might make the sport more accessible as well. It's like
Yeah.
you don't need to compete against the dude that's carrying a case on his back. You got an equalizer. So,
Well, that and the sport also, like if we go back where it's like meaningful one-off games, like I think it changes a lot of dynamics, how the practices are happening,
hmm,
how you go play for your first paintball game, like because there's such a big gap right now, and it's not only our sport. That's is happening in a lot of action sports where the gap from being a casual hobby guy to the top level is like completely different, and we've seen
yeah,
it happening in like snowboarding, for example, super pipe. It's like did you can't even like go ride that thing when you're like a regular person, you'll
yeah,
die, so
yeah,
it's like, and then the top guys do crazy things, so like, and they those sports are struggling on those things as well, and they have adapted, they have bring like the more relatable things into the sport very well. So it's
hmm,
like maybe we have to do the same thing, it's
yeah,
like the NXL finals from last event is very different than your average paintball experience on a paintball field when you go play. That's
totally.
just the that's just a fact. There's not even
Yep.
like you can't argue with me with that,
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, but that's what I think. So my solutions would be make the field more standardized, get rid of the bunkers, um, get rid of the multi-point system, make the games matter a lot, best out
Hmm.
of three, whatever it is, and
Yep.
that's it, and then see what happens. But obviously, like I'm not making decisions, and people don't probably people who should listen don't even listen to this podcast, or maybe they do, but it's like it's just that there's something wrong in this thing right now when the guys who are dedicated their lives to the sport, that they're not watching every pro game out there,
Exactly.
and the stands are not full of people watching the games.
Yeah.
So there's something is wrong, like that's just,
For sure.
and it's not like it's fixable, and like it's possible to do that, but they need to make like a big changes,
Yeah.
or otherwise we're just gonna diminish, it's just gonna like, and um like I love the fact that I think that a lot of focus is going right now to putting the paintball in ESPN and TV and all that stuff, and maybe the decisions are being made, you know, supporting those directives in a ways, but I think that they're not the right moves, and also like I don't know if that's the right move for the paintball, like
Streaming,
I
that's
don't
where it's at. Get
look,
it on the internet.
I haven't had a cable in since
Same here.
2009, and
Same,
none of my
dude.
friends have a cable. Like, who watches the ESPN? It's like some 80-year-old person in the back home, that's
Yeah.
not our customer. They're not watching it.
Get it
Put
on their
paintball.
phone. Put it on their phone. Put it on YouTube where they can watch it with if they have an internet connection.
Paintball needs to be free on YouTube streaming.
Yeah.
That's it. If you want to grow the sport, that's the way. And yeah, it's cool that if you have your sport on some dead cable channel, that nobody
Mm-hmm.
watches, you can brag about that. And when you go play golf with your buddies, it's like, hey, did I own a team that is in the on my team is on the ESPN. That's cool, but I
Yeah,
don't think it's the right place to grow the sport, So,
I agree,
but
dude. Get it on YouTube. Limit the paint. Predictable field. Less bunkers. No point system. We're back.
that's it. We're
Paintball's
back, baby.
back,
Yeah,
dude.
that's it.
Well, Mikko, I appreciate your time here. You want to check your phone and see if Alex texts you and is allowing you to tell us about the top secret thing that you have on your desk that you will not show me?
Nothing.
He didn't reply at
Crickets.
all. Didn't even say no.
Crickets. Crickets.
All right. Well, we'll just is it
You'll
coming
see it
out?
soon.
Whatever it is, will it come out at World Cup?
Yeah, there's some cool stuff coming out there. Just come check out the Hormesis booth at the World Cup, and then come play some Duel. That's gonna be more
Cool.
fun than anything else. Hopefully.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you. Anything you want to part with?
That's it. Thank you so much doing this. You're the best.
You got it, man. Have a great night.
All right, later.